Hello. We are starting a book club with seventh grade. And with this book club, the assignment that's in Canvas is one large assignment for several weeks. It's called your book club response journal, and it would be found in Canvas in your modules on Monday, March 13th. It's called Book Club Response Journal. You will open this, and what makes it a little different from most of the assignments you've had in English so far is this response journal is something you open once and then you go in and you respond to daily for 2.5 weeks, and then it's all due at the end. So you will use this book club response journal along with your daily novel reading. Our focus for book club is to read. Every day, your job is to come in, get with your group, and read your book club journal, or your book club book or novel that you chose, and then look at the calendar and do what it says on that day using this book club response journal. So then we will also make sure that you are referring to the pacing guide, which is on slide 4. And this pacing guide lists your book that you chose, and then you have to read that many pages per week. So let's say your book is Ghost, and it has a total of 180 pages. Week 1, you need to read 80 pages. And you need to divide that out, like how many pages per day. Week 2 is 70 pages. And then the final week is only 30 pages, because the final week, if you look at the pacing guide, is only 2 days. So you will be reading Monday through Friday, the 14th through the 18th, Monday through Friday, the 21st through the 25th, and then the 28th and the 29th, which is only Monday and Tuesday. You are finished with your novel on the 29th, and then you will work on a project on the 30th and the 31st, and then you'll present your project to the class on Friday the 1st. So that's the basics of how this book club will work. Again, our main focus is to read. Now, most of the reading and discussions will take place in class unless you are absent or you fall behind. Then it will be your responsibility to get caught up outside of regular English class. Your book club check-ins will be done weekly, in which you will record your progress and receive daily grades based upon your participation, your cooperation, your positive contributions to the overall success of your group. A final project will be assigned and completed by all members of your group in a few weeks to wrap up and conclude our book clubs. More information will come later for that. So looking at our book club calendar, this is where you will go to keep up. Like, for instance, on Monday, you will go to slide 3 and check out the calendar, which is what we're on. You will also go to slide 4 and look at your pacing guide, which is here. And then slide 5 is you'll type in your group information, which means what book are you reading? What's the book title that you chose? Who's the author? Insert a picture of the front cover of your book. And a hint for that is all the pictures are here on slide 4 of your pacing guide. And then you will also, so if you go back to this slide, it wants you to list your book club members. And I recommend you have a way to get in contact with your book club members so that you can communicate if one of you, or if you happen to be absent, you are still responsible for the reading. There is no, I've been out for 2 days, I can't, you've got to stay caught up. You owe that to your book club group. It's only going to be 12 class days, so be committed. You chose your book, you chose your group. Be committed to that group. Then it goes on to say, slide 6 is chapter 1. What are your feelings after reading the opening chapter of this book? And you'll type that in. And then it'll just move on. Slide 7. This is where you're going to talk about the characters. You're going to list the characters introduced so far in your novel and give a brief description of each. I gave an example of here, like of Salva, 12-year-old boy from southern Sudan who is separated from his family while running from his village during a civil war conflict. Okay, so that explains that character. Age, when, where, basic basic things about the characters. And it says, discuss with your group. Do any of the characters remind you of friends, family members, or classmates? Explain. And then you're going to need to identify which one of these characters is the protagonist and the antagonist of the novel. If you don't remember what protagonist and antagonist means, talk to your group. Here's the hint. Pro means for. Ant means against. So that is your hint for what those mean. Look them up if you need more information. Yes, we have covered those this year. Then you have on slide 8, the setting, and it tells you to describe the main setting of your novel, the time, the place, the circumstances. Why is the setting important to the plot, the events of the story, or the novel? Compare and contrast where you live with one of the settings from your book, neighborhood, town, or city. And you're always going to, like for question number 1, respond to question number 1 here. For question number 2, respond to it here. And question number 3, respond to it here. Then we have the conflict. What incident, problem, conflict, or situation did the author use to get the story started? What is the main conflict or problem in the novel? Describe it and identify it as either internal or external conflict. Tell why you chose this label. Why you chose internal or external conflict. So, how is it going? So on this one, it is basically a check-in for the week. What are your feelings about book club so far? Why? How do you like the novel you chose so far and why? And do you have any questions or concerns at this point? So make sure that you respond below. So here's one.